guys. Welcome everybody. We are so excited that you came. We are so very proud of all of our finalists, and thank you for traveling to come and see their work and to see everyone else's work. Byways has been, we've been doing this for about 20 years now, and personally I think that this was the most amazing year because the artwork, the digital art, the poems, the writing, we had twice as many entries this year as at other years. So therefore, if you got a place, you did good, like really good, okay? And so we're very proud of you. So what we're gonna do, and everyone looks terrified, so I'm gonna just tell all of y'all, you're creative, you're fine, just breathe, just breathe. Nobody's judging here, we're all family and friends, okay? Yes, we're live streaming, but you know, hey. You're fine, you're fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ask our finalists, I'm gonna call on them one at a time to come up and either talk about their poetry or, you know, if they want to read it or their short stories, show their work. We have a second microphone, or they can, if they have an art piece, they can bring it up here if they want, or if it's large, keep it on the table and you can just kind of pick it up and the microphone and walk over there and talk about it. So either way, just don't domino that table. Okay, that won't be pretty. All right, so I'm Cindy Oser. I'm the person who annoyed everybody all these months. Sorry for all the emails, but we're gonna get started. So Jalen, she is our first place poetry winner for Nana. So let's give her a round.
Thank you. So this is actually one of the hardest things I had to write, and I wrote it for my Nana who just recently passed away. Nana, our days have not been easy, we haven't been our best, but having you inside us all just simply means we're blessed. Losing you has broken us, we can't seem to find strength, but a small amount of peace is felt in knowing where you went. For that reason we will try to be strong, because being absent from here only means you only went home. We won't dwell on sad thoughts, only sweet happy wishes, and wait for our sweet Nana to send us some butterfly kisses.
All right, that was short and sweet. It really was sweet. So, okay, Dominique, Julian, where are you? He had Visiting Angels, which was third place short story. So.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Microphone so they can hear you live stream. You do.
How's everybody doing today? Good to hear. This story is based off of my own true story. We kind of did it a little earlier. It was a senior trip that took place my junior year, because after my senior year I went into the Navy. So we went to Japan my junior year. That's when the story kind of took place. I won't read the full thing, but I'll read the last paragraph for you. So the last paragraph is, today the boy is able to speak about the situation more freely. Of course he does get stuffy about it at times, but nothing like he used to be. Still there are times he wishes that he didn't take Damien's company for granted. At times he wishes he could just tell Damien how much he meant to the boy, how much Damien still means to him. Maybe one day though, the boy will be able to tell him about all the funny stories of how his life changed. Hell, maybe Damien's already watching over the boy's story of life take place. Geez, I miss that kid. The afterlife should have visiting hours.
but we're gonna get Yasmin next. And Yasmin did Almost There, which was third place in, no, honorable mention in digital art. So Yasmin, come on up. She's hiding. I know we've got both of them.
To start, I didn't know we had to present until like yesterday, so like, please. This is my piece in digital art. It's called Almost There, and it was created for one of my homework assignments. Actually, it was for a poetry anthology, and we had to have a picture that symbolizes the entirety of the poems we've chosen. And my category of poems were actually about hope and achieving. So I had poems such as Caged Bird and some others such as Raven. And here I have a plant escaping the confinement of a tank and reaching the sunlight. And that's about
I didn't have to worry about that 3 minutes. Caden, you can read that whole short story. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Now we have Angela Aru, and she did first place digital art. We also used her piece for the cover of our Byways, and it was just an amazing cover. So.
Hi. Hi, everyone. This is my piece, Connections. This was one of my first digital art pieces, and at first I was really not knowing where to go with this. I was looking up a lot of references of, one, men because I usually draw females, and wanted to do something different. And I'm from Cali. I'm from San Diego. So I see a lot of graffiti everywhere, and I really love the style, and I love the colors and the emotion behind every stroke and every piece. And that's where it showed it in the background, and in the colors and the connections between the Renaissance man and modern day life. So I wanted to connect both of those together, which is the title, Connections. But I really wanted this to shine, quote unquote, the chest and the headpiece of this work. And I'm really proud of this, to be honest. It's one of my most emotional pieces and most homebound. So thank you.
Alrighty, our next finalist, she's pretty much a pro at Byways. She's been in Byways for what now? 5 years? 3 years? 3 years. She just knows how to do this, guys. And she won second place in music lyrics. So, Ashley?
Thanks, y'all. No, I don't know how to do this, but that's okay. I just wanted to give a little background on this piece. I used to have a really, really bad drinking problem, and about 6 years ago, I was able to become sober from liquor, and that was my biggest issue. And this is kind of about my last battle round with whiskey, because that was my drug of choice, I guess you could say. Yeah, these are really hard to read about. I don't, nobody likes to admit when they have problems like this, but thought I would step out in faith. So I entitled this one Last Dance with Jack. and in parentheses, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Sun so bright, hide my eyes and wish for night. Can't wait for your touch, your embrace. It just feels so right, and yet so wrong. Honey, be strong. As time draws near, I think of my next move. Limited time of clear, conscience yelling, what do you have to prove? Oh, honey, you don't get it. Well, why don't you give me some credit? I gotta work on my moves and my grace. Nothing to prove, but I gotta put him in his place. He betrayed me, totally played me, got me high and made me smile. Felt it was worthwhile. Oh, he teased me. Oh, it was quite pleasing. In the darkness, I felt his lust, his dark side. Took his hand, he spun me into darkness. His web of lies, looked in his eyes into the spark. No, no, I must fight his lies. Don't you see past this disguise? There's a light at the end of the tunnel of supposed delight, happiness in disguise. Can't you see through his disguise? Can't you hear all his lies? And yet he keeps fighting to the surface. Hang on, do you want him to overtake us? Oh, just for one moment more, give in and be Jack's whore. No, I will not give in. No more Tennessee honey-soaked sin. I won't let the devil win. I won't let Jack back in. This time I'll run to the door, and I won't go back anymore. I won't look back no more. And then some nights come, unknown night secrets start to hum, Jack's fatal somber lament, accompanied by a seductive honey scent. As I think I may give in, I put on the armor. He gets the win. All the memories come and go. This will be your final show. Jack, my dear, it's time I let you go. Thank you.
Thank you, and it's Ashley Deemers. I know her so well, I'm just on first name basis here with her. All right, well, we have someone who came here first, and she said, yeah, put me 12. It's your turn now. We have Natalie Rogers, and she wrote music lyrics and did third place. So are you ready? She's going to play it for us. So.
Swinging on the front porch, learning to trust
Yeah. We have Ezreal Jackson, and he did second place in poetry for Frozen.
So hi guys, how y'all doing tonight? Alright, so I'm gonna give a little backstory about this poem. So when I tell you it took so long for me to write this poem, is what I would say if I was lying to myself. Anyways, I want to say that this didn't take much for me to write. It took me like 5 to 10 minutes, but it was in a state of where my mood suddenly dropped and I didn't know what to do. Usually I don't know how to reflect, I don't know how to like relax, but I decided to make a poem based on the fact that sometimes many of us can go through so many mistakes and we usually come back or bounce back through it, but some of us just kind of get washed up and we fall into this box where it gets so cold and we don't know what to do anymore, so we just stand there and we just go frozen. So that's the title of my poem. It's cold in here. Cold. A choice I understand. I can't stand, but would I rather sit? Maybe. It's a decision I know too well of. This or that, one or two, yes or no. Can I just be cold? Can I just stand? Can I just understand? Why can't I decide? Why? Why can't I decide? Decisions, choices, answers. It's one understand what I experience, what I decide. Do you? Do you understand? Do you answer? Do you choose? Do you feel cold? Thank you.
Okay, we next have Caden Nelson, and Caden got first place in playwriting. So, all right, Caden, go for it.
So hi guys, I've made a bit of a play here. This is only a portion of what it's supposed to become, but it's called Poema. The protagonist, her name is Emma, but it's also about poetry. Also, like, poema is like the Spanish word for poem. So like, I was like, you know, poema will be a really nice and fitting name. So essentially, this is the way a true love triangle should be. But in this short version of it, you don't get to see the true love triangle, but you do get to see a short poem here called My Pencil. But anyways, the story of Poema, you have the love triangle. You got this girl named Emma who's the protagonist. And she's in love with this guy named Jeremy. He's hot. That's it. And, but in the meantime, we have this other guy, Daniel. And Daniel, he's got like some self-esteem issues, among other things. But he falls in love with Emma, the protagonist. Not simply because she's beautiful. They have a few things in common, and they've been best friends since elementary school. And so Daniel, he eventually finds that it's almost the time to confess. But he's not able to. Something I struggle with a little bit. So, anyways, though. So here's the descriptions of the characters. Emma is the protagonist. Her personality is tough and rude, yet fun when the time calls for it. She's oftentimes unaware of other people's emotions. Because of this, Emma always believes she is right and that everyone else is wrong. A sub-character is the narrator. Have another person represent the narrator. This is an older version of Emma, reflecting on her past. Visuals, Emma is white with either blonde or dyed black hair. So of course the visuals, you can change them, but like, you know when you like watch a show and like the character's like coded a certain way? She's kind of like coded this way. So, but anyways, next there's Daniel. Daniel is Emma's best friend. Daniel is very kind and quite intelligent. However, he has issues with self-esteem and self-worth, like I mentioned previously. He's in love with Emma because she helps him feel like he is worth something. visuals. Daniel is Hispanic. You get creative freedom here. So being Hispanic can mean like anything. Like as I've gotten older, like there's so many different like looks for Hispanics. Like basically Hispanic means you speak Spanish. At least like that, like what does that mean though? Like, but anyways. Next is Jeremy. Jeremy is, quote, the hottest boy in school, according to Emma, and as such, Emma is all over him. Jeremy's nature is curious, genuine, and caring. He loves playwriting and plans on writing and performing his own play as a senior. He doesn't want to be with Emma, though. He wants to be with Daniel. So this is the third connection in the love triangle. Jeremy's gay, but he's closeted, so he looks and acts straight, but he's actually gay. And Daniel, he is attracted to Emma because they have that bond. Emma's attracted to Jeremy because he's hot. Not really much there. One of the lessons in the story is that love is about more than simply looks, but this small portion here isn't, you don't get to see the whole story here. And so this is a bit of an advertisement. When Poem comes out, you guys should check it out because it's going to have a lot of stuff in it. But at least while it's here, I hope you enjoy this portion of Poema that I have submitted here to Byways. And thank you for your time.
We love Caden. In fact, when he was turning in entries, he turned in 3 entries in every category. He's very enthusiastic about Byways. All right, so our next finalist is Kara Robinson, and she got first place in music score. And what she's going to do is she's going to talk about it, and then we're going to play her music. So, Kara. There you are.
Hello. Look over when you're ready. Hello, everybody. What I did, the music score that I did, is called Harmonic Dance. The score is based off of 3 violins they play in this piece, and their whole goal is to come together in one harmonic piece. But throughout the journey of the piece, it's different harmonies, different melodies, different violins, but they all come together, and they all sound beautiful together. But there's their dark parts, their fast parts, their slow parts, but regardless, they all dance harmonically. That was not part of it.
many ways that our Central Texas College students are creative, and so we want to make sure that we get in all categories. Our next person just decided to make her own category. Sarah Dugan, we put her in the drawing category because there was some drawing in her her picture, but she did a collage, so it was a mixture, and so she got second place in drawing and /collage. So.
I'm not walking away, I'm just getting my piece with.
She's leaving us. She's still on top of it.
Hello. So I made this piece, it's called Lucid Dreams, and it's collage. So what I did is, this was actually first a project for my Drawing 2 class, and originally we were supposed to do a collage, and I've actually had a lot of experience with collage before, and so have y'all look at it, and then have y'all look at it. It was from a bunch of art books that my old professor had. And I actually did collage in the past. My mom, which, by the way, she's recording over there with my grandfather, she actually used to own a store. It was a stationery store, and she would sell a lot of things. She would sell pens, papers, she would sell posters, and sometimes what she would do, she would get clipboards or notebooks, and she would collage it. She would decoupage it, as it's called. And so I would help her with the decoupage, and sometimes if my clipboard got sold, I would get paid. So it was very fun. And so originally with this piece, I just picked out a bunch of weird pieces because I kind of wanted to get a little creepy. But then looking at it, I realized that I wanted to add some things to it. So normally for me, people know me, I am very spoken out. I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. I just say it how it is and what I believe in, and that's that. And so I wanted to kind of test it a little bit. I wanted to see how far I can go. And so with some pieces, I did political. You know, this is, I think, George Bush Jr. and John McCain, and it has a bunch of condoms around it, which I don't know if that's appropriate to say. If it's inappropriate, I'm so sorry, but I also did a bunch of religion stuff with it. I wanted to add a lot of diversity to it and become more diverse, simply because of, you know, I love diversity, and I grew up in a culturally diverse household, and I wanted to add those elements to it. And so yeah, this is my piece, Lucid Dreams. Thank you so much.
We sat around for a long time trying to give all kind of theories about that. So I'm glad she explained it to us. Yay! All right, we have another, seems like Byways regular that wins every year again. So you know she's talented. Amber Mcallister won first and second place in sculpture and first place in drawing. So come talk to us about all your creativity.
So we can take the mic and walk.
Yes, you can take the mic and just kind of show. She's got big works, guys.
I got big words, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to domino effect if I try to pick up my artwork. So everybody turn around and break your necks. Anyways. So this is my first place piece in drawing. It is done on canvas, and it is made out of charcoal and carbon. It was my final for drawing 2. We were supposed to be challenging ourselves and doing a large artwork. And I kind of made the decision I wanted to do something I hadn't seen before, which was charcoal on canvas. And I learned very quickly why it's not been done before. Long story short, when you spray it, it turns gray, and so I had to end up using carbon to do all the blacks, which was interesting because I purposely wanted it to be a very dark piece because I am a enthusiast about dark aesthetics. Now let's move over to my sculptures. Okay, so this is my first place in sculpture. It was supposed to be a self-portrait. I wanted it to look somewhat like me, but in a little bit of a, where you can't really place what's wrong with it kind of way, because I struggle with that looking in the mirror, that I can't place what's wrong with my face from what I should expect. And so that's why I tried to come up with a good way to show you how it feels when I look in the mirror. So that was the idea of that one. And then my second place sculpture was based off of a sketch I did a while back of an idea of like a greedy octopus trying to grab a ring to pull back under the water. It's a very simple concept, but I could not be happier with the result. And that's it from me, so.
Okay, so the next finalist is Hima, okay, tell me again. Solanki. And she got first place in painting for Enchanted Pond.
This is actually a printed copy of my piece since the original is actually at state for grading, so let's hope I'll win that competition too. So when I was younger, I used to have a lot of reoccurring dreams about these random ponds with koi fish and berries, and I think for a child's mind that was pretty usual, but even when I got older, I had the same dreams. So whenever I was assigned, oh, you should enter this competition and make it creative, I had that dream the night before. I was like, this is a perfect idea. The idea came knocking on my doorstep. So I painted it, and it took absolutely forever. This was my first large acrylic piece, and it was a lot of experimentation since I was trying to explore my boundaries as an artist and what type of medium I would like to work with, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Thank you.
We have a lot of names in a lot of different places. That's why I keep running in the back. I'm sorry. All right. I just want to mention, although she says she doesn't want to read, that Dominica Sapien, she won first place in short stories. So her short story is over there, and she is here. So after when we present, if she, anybody wants to talk to her, because, we didn't say in the fine print you have to be a public speaker. We didn't. So. All righty. Next we have Harlequin Young, who got third place in drawing for inked cloth. Harlequin, where are you? There you are. All right. Thank you. Good job.
I was a little bit rushed. I didn't even know I'd be speaking. I didn't know that was the thing that we were doing today. But this was my piece. I didn't wind up putting it in a frame because I was, like I said, just a little bit rushed with it. It did turn out pretty well. I was experimenting with ink wash a lot within last semester and then into this semester. And this was one of those experimental ink wash pieces that I wound up doing. And I kind of just submitted it on a whim. I really didn't think it was going to get anywhere, but I'm very proud that it did actually do something. Okay.
That proves how talented talented our students are. They're like, oh, and a whim, I just threw it in. And then, you know, they won over 40 people. So, yeah, very talented. All right, we have a group that, we've only got 2 of you guys so far? Got 2 more. All right, the group in the house. We got a phone call from one of the professors, and she said, we had a project in class where, as a group, they had to come up with a poem. Is it okay if we enter that? And we said, sure. You know, we take everybody's creativity. Well, their poem won 3rd place in poetry over a ton of entries. And so, are you guys gonna like come up and read sections of it, or come on, come on. So the rest of the group, whoever's here, come on up. Let's see, we've got Yasmin, we've got Haley, right? Where's the rest of your group? And who do we have over here? Okay, Jebin and Deandra. You guys just state your name. All right, thanks.
Hi, again. So talented she is. Anyway. So as Cindy has mentioned before, this was actually a sort of group project we had to do of a poem we had to come up with, and we had to
So we used to do like group projects in our class, and we had to present poems as a group, and this is the poem that I came up with. So,
you want me to start? It's okay. I'll start.
Come on.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, this is, to give a little bit of background information, is anyone familiar with the short story, The Cask of Amontillado?
Yes.
Well, this technical short story, technical poem is actually like an aftermath of that story. And we just turned that tragedy into more of a plot twist. And I don't know, it's like about a page and a half. I don't know if you want us to read the entire thing, but if you want to condense it, we can read what's.
Yeah, just each take turns reading a couple of paragraphs or stanzas, yeah.
Okay.
Okay? Hey, y'all came up with a category.
Yes, Jevin, go and start. I'll read this.
A frail and saddened frame entered the crowd's view. A husk of a woman was spoke. A husband and her dear friend, my dear Fortunata. A year or 2 has passed since I've asked you how you fared. Since you've been blessed with your presence, now cold wind, a stale air, is your only comfort, whether you breathe the same air as I, or none at all. Many have gathered for the mourning of the later.
'Twas mentioned it was impossible you were seen. 'Twas mentioned they apologized for your empty lungs. 'Twas mentioned they prayed for your warm fingers to fold back into my dearest Fortunato. I hope for the last your lady yearns for your safe return. I listen not to the negative thoughts, for my heart still burns for you.
A man of nothing but purity was he, more cries erupt from stone lips. Never a failure to make us chortle, a cook tumbled to the ground with a cake. Sweet liquids of Amontillado fall from its lips. Our dear Fortunato, have a sip, may you rest well and long.
The soft hands of the lady trusted the enemy forward. His words, masked as dark as the ones he wore that fateful day. were the only sounds for miles. We've gathered here today for our missing friend, brother, or husband. The only sin committed was a body not to be buried with a stone for your name. Our Fortunato, my dearest friend, you will be dearly missed. May a glass be risen for a fallen brother. And Manchester approaches the stone head.
As cunning as a snake, be ambitious and shed your skin. Be reborn into a new life. Bite the crushing ankle with a grin. Our dearest friend, Fortunato. May you find your personal field of blue. My tongue could no longer hold. Not buried under a wretched stone, but perhaps buried deep within your catacombs. If you treat your friends most dear with such just, I fear what you may do to your deepest enemies. Your dearest friend, Fortunato, waits for your response.
Y'all want to say more? You do.
Do you have anything to say?
All right. So,
A lot of words.
say your names really loud because it's your group.
Jevin Campbell.
Aspen Ortiz.
Deandra Jones.
Haley Redden.
And the people who are not here is Yadinitza Torres Cruz and Javier, I don't know his last name. I don't know his last name.
You did good, guys. Thank you. Well, it just goes to show you what you can do as a group. That was something unique we've never had. All right, now we have Jade Garcia, who did a photography, and she won first place for Enchanted Winter. Jade, where are you? You're way back there. Come on up.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, well, wrong one.
Am I supposed to talk about something?
I had done my piece during the New Year's, and I really just loved the snow, and being in Texas, you don't really get to see snow, and I just really enjoyed it, and it was a wonderful experience for me, as the most snow I usually get was just that icky, gross, muddy snow you get here. It was just very beautiful to me, and I got to spend it with my mom. And it just seemed like a very magical moment because where we were staying was like this old town, and it was full of like different cultures in those antique shops, and it was just really pretty to me. And I wanted to take a photo of the surrounding location and the beauty and the nature and all of it. And it was just really wonderful.
All right, we're coming. Champagne, come on up. We're just finding all of our finalists, as they walk in the door.
Artists are scattered.
Yes, this is true. Y'all are all creative. Y'all just wander. All right, we have Champagne Belford. She won, third place for Reach Into the Universe.
Hello. I just want to start off by thanking you all for coming and supporting the artists in your life. They definitely do need your support. Also, CTC for giving us all the opportunity to showcase and share our artwork, as most of us probably are familiar with each other. This is the only piece of artwork that I have ever painted for myself. Typically, I like to paint and just hand them out to people. So I told myself I needed one for me. So this one in particular, I call Reach Into the Universe. I kind of see it as a self-portrait in some ways. It's just kind of, we are able to create and mold the world around us. And it's really important for everybody to know and recognize that. So this is kind of just my daily reminder that my life is based off of my choices, my decisions. and I can make it beautiful if I desire. So thank you for your time.
Okay, we have a stray finalist. Valerie, are you here? Oh, there you are. Valerie, you did Brendon Urie, right?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me what position, what place?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry.
Do you see this amazing painting behind you? What place does she have? That's what we've been trying to find it. You got it. All right. This is actually my favorite piece, and I just absolutely love it. So, Valerie Rivera, come tell us about Brendon Urie.
I'm sorry, I'm scared right now. So that was my last piece of oil painting, and I never painted a person before, and I haven't taken life drawing yet, so I decided to draw the eyes, at least the nose and the eyebrows, and it took me a while to do the eyes because of the colors. I was missing some colors. It was kind of hard. And I did his eyes because when I see his eyes, it's like really kind eyes, so I decided to do his eyes. And I do have, should I talk about the other one?
Yes.
I have the other one, the charcoal. It's like a person hugging herself. I did that one with charcoal and a little bit of ink in the background. I did that because I haven't done like a whole body of a person before, and yeah, I decided to find a powerful pose to draw, and I decided to choose that one. And I was just being creative, doing some random stuff in the background to not make it flat. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
And the name of that piece is Hold Me.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think that we have invited all of our finalists who are here. There may be one or two that show up, a little later because, they have class, darn. So, but I just wanted to let you guys know, we don't have the journal, the physical journal yet. It is being printed, and every one of our finalists will get a copy of the journal. And so talk to us if you're interested in any more than the one that we give you for your family. We also send them out to a lot of our departments, and we also send them out to our global sites because we always want to encourage our students to be creative at all times. Our poet, Ezreal, and he, besides getting second place, we had a poetry slam recently, and he won best poet and first place poet. He wants to go ahead and say a few words before we're done, and we love to hear it. Come on, Ezreal.
So I just wanted to say thank you to all of those who came out here and again, support these artists, these writers, honestly, these dreamers who are sitting here and doing these competitions thinking that they may not win, and then somehow they get an email saying, oh, hey, you're a finalist in Byways, and I think that's pretty cool. And that was kind of me too. I really just put in like 3 poems. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get this because a lot of entries were so good. I thought they were, and I really do think they are. And so whenever I got the email that I was second, I was shocked. And they ran downstairs. I was like, Mom, look at this. Oh my gosh, I got it. And so it was really good to see that. And I'm sure a lot of the finalists felt that too whenever they got the email. They're like, it's so cool to know. And so I want to say is that to those finalists, congrats on being here and be able to showcase your artwork because it's it's awesome to me too to see everyone else do what they do and see them get first, second, third, even honorable mentions. Like you're in the journal. You're sitting here, you're showing your showcasing your artworks, and you're going to be seeing that journal physically. You'll be seeing that. And to those of you who didn't get entries, who applied and got entries and didn't get any finalist wins, hey, you know that you're talented, you know that you're special, and you knew that your artwork was somewhere of very much talented, and it is. Do not give up on yourself. And to any of you who want to submit for Byways next year or want to do poetry slams, please, we're open to see you showcase your artworks. We're open to see you try and compete for something that we're all proud of, by the way. We really are proud of every single one of you. I am proud of every single one of you who applied and who got somewhere into Byways. And I just want to do a special little shout out to my mom. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in the fact that I didn't think I would be able to get this far, and thank you for believing in me, everything that I do. And also shout out to Miss Gilliam, because you were also there too. You were so excited to see that I won Byways, so it's great. But again, to all the finalists, please come back next year. I'm so proud of you. You did such an amazing job. No matter what placement you got or honorable mentions, I literally am so proud of you. Thank you.
Y'all can see why we love Ezreal around here, huh? Could not have said it better. Well, I'm going to be done speaking now because at this point, we want you guys to go and see all of the entries. Finalists, please go by your work and talk to people about it, and just give us, you've already given us a part of your life, and we truly, truly appreciate it, and I'm sure there's a lot more questions. So thank you all for coming, and we truly appreciate you being here today.